But this is it. We are looking at the caldera of a volcano. It's like 14 miles across. We're gonna walk through it. I don't know. We'll find some cool stuff to look at. There's a visitor center down there. We're gonna go hit that. All right, now we are in the Valles Caldera, going up to South Mountain. I actually had stopped at the ranger station. Super helpful, super nice individuals. I asked which trail they recommended, and they said this one. So we're gonna check this one out. It's only a few miles, but as you can see, we got little patches of snow. Pretty slippery. I'll probably bust out the poles here in a little bit, but you got some burn damage over here, like we thought. Lots of elk poop. I actually did see a herd of elk, which pretty freaking cool. You got some pine trees, lots of pines. I'm kind of thinking ponderosa, but I'll look into that a little more in a little bit. That's pretty neat. You see that little bend? Really, all that is when the tree is younger and it's growing, you have something moving. It could be snowdrift, it could be water, it could be just the ground, mud, whatever, drifting, and it's making it do this number, but it wants to grow up, so it's going to continuously grow up, and then you end up with those bends. Man, look at this view of this caldera. You got some lava domes down there. That little island of green is a lava dome, and that's actually the ranger station down there. But you're just looking around here. This is gorgeous out here. Well, I keep talking about it. Caldera, caldera, caldera. What is a caldera? You may be asking. You probably already know if you're watching this video, but for those that may not, let's get into it a little bit. So, underground, very hot. You got a bunch of liquid rock, molten rock, which is magma, inside of a magma chamber, which is just an enclosure for it. Over time, it'll get hotter. More of that rock will melt. As it does, heat and pressure is going to build up, and it's going to start seeping out and cracking the surrounding rock, weakening it, right? The rock over top of it as it gets closer to the surface. Eventually, over time, that pressure is going to be enough that it just blows. It's going to blow that whole top layer off. So, looking around, you can see that the tops of the mountains, I would imagine that was somewhere near where the top was. Over time, this has all been eroded, so I can't be certain of that. But what happens is when it blows it all out, right? It starts spewing lava everywhere, you know, tens or hundreds of or thousands of cubic miles of it. And as it's doing that, it's blowing up, so it's emptying out this underground chamber. Stuff is settling on top. Eventually that chamber is gonna collapse, or that's the chamber, the top is of that rock layer is gonna collapse into that now empty chamber. And that's what you're looking at right here. This is where that happened over 1 million years ago. A massive volcanic eruption spewed out all that lava. And it's crazy because when you're looking at the rock layers around here, the tops of all of them, you know, you'll have your reds and such, which is just mud, sand, and siltstone built up from ancient oceans. Sorry, I said just. It's just stuff from ancient oceans, whatever. There's some limestone in there too, but always, or almost always at the top, you're gonna see this thick, tannish, it's basically tough. It's a welded volcanic, well, not welded, but it's volcanic ash that's been lithified, and that's the bandolier tuff, and you see that everywhere. So, I mean, it's hundreds of feet thick. So this must have just been an incredible event that produced this valley that we are lucky enough to be looking at today. simply amazing. The more you learn about this stuff, the crazier the world gets. Cool. Well, we're starting to climb a little bit. That's nice. You can tell there's more snow. There's your view of the caldera. And as you can see, the trees have changed. Either fir or spruce. I'm gonna go spruce on this one. I haven't gotten close enough. I guess the best way to tell is if you can get their needles. Spruce is square, which means there's more angles. Firs are flat. And also on firs, their pine cones grow upwards. That's how you can tell, but just the color of these guys makes me think blue spruce. That's some old dudes right there. Man, those are so beautiful. First encountered those, well, not first, but out here in New Mexico. I think it was last week when I was on Sandia Peak. The color just stands out so much in the snow. Oh yeah, here's some pine cones. You gotta love that. Alright, there's a sign up there. Oh good, it says warning. That means this will be a good trail after all. So that's the road VCO2. This is the way we want to go. So, what does that say? Warning, burned area, falling trees. So the last sign was saying that hunting is permitted from this point on. And my first thought was, oh good, I'm wearing all black, I should blend right in. So they won't see me to shoot me, but I don't think that's how that works. Maybe I should think about starting to get some brighter clothing. But this is the trail. It's your little blue diamond. The actual trail, not the road. We followed the road up here because it was closed down at the cabin district. Yes, I said cabin district. Apparently this was a working something or other. A little ways back, there's some cabins back there. We'll check it out on the way out. But in the meantime, let's just enjoy this. Because how could you not? Some more mature stands of aspen up there. As you can see, it has turned to 100% snow. Man, hardly went up at all. Must be the shady side of the hill. Check it out, it's starting to open up, get a little view of where we were at and where we're going. It's funny, I keep seeing sorry, landed as usual. Seeing lots of different types of scat. I won't say poop, I'll say scat. Sounds more official. There's large prey around. So I've been seeing some scat from large predators as well. I don't think there's bears here, but I know there's different sorts of cats. I don't know. Someday I'll be lucky enough to see one, I think. From a distance would be fine. Oh wow, man. Look at that view. Already. Kind of thinking it's probably going to get better as we go up. Also, I did determine that there are some spruce around. So, yep. Not that it ultimately matters. Oh, look at this dude. Oh, that was a big boy. Well, you can see the snow's getting a wee bit deeper as we get towards the top. Whoa, that much deeper. That's awesome. Okay, right. My bad, follow the footprints. Oh, that's too funny. pretty cool. You're starting to see some exposed rock on the hillside here. Again, we can look at it, see that there's no crystals in it, and we can deduce that it was cold on the surface, which means it's volcanic. There's some pretty cool curves on these bad boys. Well, I am about 3 miles in to what I assumed was a 3-mile hike. But it's not a problem. That's why I always say bring more than you need, because you never know, how it's going to turn out. But it looks like we're in the... Look at this dude. Oh, too bad. That's a thick trunk. But it looks like we're heading up towards the final area here, to the peak of South Mountain. Now, I did notice that I took the road. It's all snowy, so it's hard to tell, but according to the map, there's an offshoot, kind of just a bow that goes along the edge, what I assume is the other side of this hill. So we're gonna take that on the way back. Oh, this is so cool. Look at that little valley. Yeah, it's a volcano. There's some lithified lava. Yeah, it'll just never get old to me. Man, look at this fallen giant. Jeez. A lot of big boys up here. So peaceful. Ah, look at this area. Man, I can't imagine the violence that caused this. That looks like a healthy tree. Although we are getting closer to the top. So I guess the winds up here are probably pretty brutal. Man. Sometimes I forget how challenging it can be hiking in the snow, because you're just constantly making these little corrections. Plus the altitude is kicking my butt a little bit. But that's okay though. That's what I wanted today. I gotta be honest with you. And this is gonna be so worth it once you get to that peak. This whole hike has been great though. Really enjoying this. It's my my winter wonderland. Let's see if we can find the next blue diamond. Well, I know back that way. This looks... Yep, see some footprints. We'll go this way. Well, this looks like the final push. I see something man-made-ish up there. Taking a pause in this aspen grove. Got off trail a little bit and ended up going into snow. That was pretty deep and made the going that much more difficult. That's why it's so important to have like an app. Like I always say, I use All Trails, and I'm actually an affiliate for all trails now. And so there's a link down below if you want to get it. I highly recommend it. But you know, this, I don't even have the map for this downloaded, but it has a map built in. So I just hit start where I started, and I'm going, and now I have a record of how to get back, which is so important. Plus, since it demarcates the trails on the app, you can, you know, point. It'll show you, it has GPS directions, so it'll point you in a direction, and you just go till you get back on the trail. Because, yeah, where's the trail? I mean, this might be it. That might be it. It might be over there. And I know one or two of the ones that I got on were like elk tracks or something. So, yeah, super useful. But it looks like we're almost at the top. Just in time too, because I am starving. Man, look at that. All right, let's get up a little bit. We'll check our map and make sure this is the peak. We're gonna eat some food. All right, well, the All Trails map ends here. There's a little, I don't know, little stone deal. But I mean, this is pretty much it. Top of the mountain, we're gonna head back over where we were. Let's going back to eat lunch just because the views are insane. I'm sorry, I just saw some snow-capped mountains out there in the distance. All right, let's head back, sit down, grab some lunch. We'll check out those views again. And then got to remember on the way back to take that little bow, so maybe we'll get some more views too. Hey, look. An old can. I don't know, is there a benchmark around here? I don't think so. I think it's off in the distance a little bit. We'll see if we can find it. Anyway, back over that way. And look at this view for lunch. That's all the old caldera down there. You see some of those lava domes from here out in the distance, and all your snow-capped mountains. Whew. Wow, how beautiful. We're sitting at the base of this old pine. Looks like Ponderosa to me. We're gonna have some lunch. Whew. It's 4.5 miles to get up here. I thought the whole hike was 4.5 miles, or 4 miles. Totally worth it. It's exactly what I was looking for today. I wanted to get some mileage in, and I got it, and man, look at this reward. Now it's time for a nice silent lunch. Nice, check out this view. You see we came down off the snow, off of that snow. I think I've had enough snow for a minute. Man, that was rough. That was pretty rough getting up there in the snow, I have to admit. It took me over 2 hours. That's without breaks, right? Well, I stopped here and there to look at things. But, oh no. One more little patch of snow and ice. Oh, so over it. Right, check back in with me next week when I'm back in the snow and ice. I know I probably will be. It is gorgeous. Look at this freaking view. Wow. That is amazing. The crow is saying goodbye. And I appreciate it. Even though his squirrel friend yelled at me for a solid 30 seconds. Bye, crow friend. And beautiful big trees. So I don't know. It's probably a good time to sign off. It's been a long, cold trip up here, longer than I thought it was going to be. Sorry about that. Here's the view, just in case that was blocked by whatever. So yeah, I'm going to say goodbye now. And bear with me here, depending on what time it is, I might go to the bathhouse in Jemez and have a soaking hot mineral bath. Given how cold I am and how wet everything I have on is from the shins down, I just might do that. So I'll check back in, possibly. If not though, I hope you had a good time today. Saw some awesome stuff. I mean, come on, look at this caldera. It's just crazy to think that this whole freaking thing like blew up. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I hope you had a good time today. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. I got a lot more to come, a lot more areas. Really starting to branch out, because you'll never see this around the Phoenix area, that's for sure. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, happy hiking.